SocksOutRacing as we cover round 7 of the V8 SuperTrucks series held on May 21st and 2016 at Brands Hatch. Now, this was an interesting circuit as everybody was anticipating with the return to an afternoon race that the track temperatures would be hot, and this was not the case due to a cool ambient temperature and overcast skies. So, for Saturday's practice, we had a nice cool track temperature of 65 degrees, and amazingly, the clouds stayed in, which kept the temperature down and left the track temperature at 68 degrees. So this left a very consistent race weekend for the drivers. Strength of field for the race was the 32.49, and pole position once again is Christian Chandler with a 1:24.474. Now, we won't be able to catch everything that happened in the recap, but you can always check out the full broadcast in the description below and not miss a moment. So as we were about to go green, we had several new drivers into the field today. So that's more likely going to shake things up in the middle of the pack. Also, Carl Martin has returned after a 2-race absence, so that also is going to play into the dynamics. So as we get ready to go green, everybody's lined up, and the flag is down. Christian Chandler is going, and Mika Eshouse with a good drive off the start is able to get to the inside of Carl Martin and take second place right out of the gate as they go through Paddock Hill. In the Druids, we see everybody starting to get in line. This is one track you don't want to run the offline very long because it's going to put you further behind the trucks you're chasing. However, lap 1 was riddled with issues, and starting off with James King running off and later a spin which would bring up the first caution. Lap 5, we go back green, and then Aaron Stowe runs into trouble, getting sideways going into Druids, collecting Nash Hidry, bringing out the second caution. So cold tires seem to be taking victims very early on. But we get back going green, and on lap 9, the battle for 6 gets between Brandon Thrasher and Cedric Finsack, who Finsack is from Olympus Racing. He gets loose. Thrasher gets a little impatient, tries to pass, and ends up biting both trucks as they both hit the wall. Thrasher is able to get back on the track with losing fewer positions, but Finsack, on the other hand, had to wait for traffic to clear before he gets out, which will bring out the third caution of the day. Lap 11, we see everybody's getting ready to go green again. And it's the interesting thing here is it's not Paddock Hill Bend, which we assume is going to be the difficult part. It seems Druids and Ladder is where we're seeing the trouble come. But we see on the restart here at lap 11, everybody gets through fine and goes pretty well all in all. Now Thrasher has lost a couple of positions from the instant earlier, and so he's working on it to get it back. You see him getting side by side and a little bit of contact there. Justin Davis. The contact is just enough to slow Davis down to allow Cockrell a nice pass up through turn 5. As they head towards Hawthorne Hill, you can just see everybody's really anxious to gain those positions. As we get to lap 13, you see battles for 2nd, 4th, and 5th. And by this time, now at this point, Clifton Cockrell really shows his experience with the trucks as he's able to get around Thrasher with a cleaner truck and better managed tires. However, trouble behind him as Mertz gets loose into Ben Warren, and those two end up bringing out the 4th caution of the day. Lap 15, some interesting things happen as Mika Eshouse goes into the pits from P2, and he is followed by Brandon Thrasher. It looked like, yep, there's Brandon Thrasher, and Thrasher's going to use his quick repair to get his truck back in order after he's been beating and banging there on the field. And we also have Josh Mertz and Aaron Stowe coming in for fresh tires. So it looks like a couple of drivers are going to see if having fresher tires will pay off in the latter half, as everybody else is on 15 lap tires. And with just 13 laps to go, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And the truck to watch here will be the 237 Mika Eshouse. By the time we get to lap 21, we have Finzak and Thrasher again duking it out, this time over 7th place. Now the two will continue to battle out. You see Finzak there holding the inside through Graham Hill, and Thrasher running a little wide just to keep clear of the 906 and give enough room. But these two will continue to battle out as the laps go on. However, remember we're talking about Mika Eshouse making a charge back up through the field from 13th when he pitted on lap 15. Well, now he takes 5th place away from Clifton Cockrell, which you see Cockrell managed his tires well as he's distanced himself from the other competitors that are still running on their original set of tires. However, lap 23 brings out the 5th and final caution as Thrasher gets a little too hot into Clark curve, catches the back end of the 906 of Finzak, sending both trucks into the wall, and that'll bring out the 5th and final caution of the race. Lap 27, 2 laps to go. We're going to be going green until the checkered. So it's break it, you bought it, and we see Mika Eshouse with a very aggressive move on the outside of Paddock Hill Bend. As we go into Druids, he is now hounding the back end of Justin Krudoff, trying to look for that podium spot, see if he can at least get back on the podium after pitting. Now we spoke to Mika after the race, and he said the one thing he wasn't counting on is that additional caution so late, and that I think messed up his strategy a little bit. However, on the final lap, Mika Eshouse, you saw there with a wobble coming through Graham Hill Bend, and that's going to put him just too far back to be able to close back the gap and make a challenge for 3rd. However, we look further back, you see James King, who had trouble earlier on. He's now battling Justin Davis for 9th position. Attacks it from the outside as they go through Hawthorne's Bend, and he takes a very strong race considering the issues he ran into earlier on. However, at the end of the day, Christian Chandler again took a very dominant 1st place as you see him coming through last time through Clark. And just look at the gap he's put on in 2 laps. Just set an amazing pace all weekend and really set the stage for today. Carl Martin, after a 2-race absence, comes back with a 2nd place finish, and then Justin Krudoff takes 3rd. Capal and Cockrell get into it, coming across the start-finish line, and Cockrell goes flying literally across the finish line, taking 6th place. Capal taking 7th. A very exciting and explosive end to today's race. So as we look at the race results, Christian Chandler again with another dominant win, taking the race maximum of 40 points this weekend. Carl Martin takes home 36, Justin Krudoff 35, and Mika Eshouse 34. As we carry on to the Road versus Oval Championship, Road now has a dominant lead over the Oval drivers in the championship. Road with 286 and Oval with 237. So as we look at the Drivers' Championship, we have now factored in all 3 drop rounds as we go to the last 2 races of the season. So Christian Chandler and Mika Eshouse have a 4-point gap, but the 2 battles to watch for in these next 2 races is between Carl Martin and Justin Krudoff, who are tied for 3rd, and Brian Howard and Clifton Cockrell, who are tied for 5th. So anything can happen over these next few races. So this weekend we'll be going to Donington Park Grand Prix circuit. So Saturday, as always, will be open practice starting at 1600 UTC, and Sunday, June 5th, the race day events will start at 1800 UTC. And don't forget to tune in to the live broadcast on iRacing Live by Global Sim Racing Channel, and that broadcast will start at 1845 UTC with the race starting at 1900 UTC. So we look forward to seeing everybody this weekend at Donington. So until next time, keep it between the lines.